It is perhaps a little unfair to accuse Annabel Goldie of being foolish yesterday, Baroness Goldie. Of course she is foolish, because President Putin would use anything that anybody says at the moment, that any Western official says at the moment, to push forward his agenda that it is the West that is threatening Russia. It is not Russia that's threatening Ukraine, that Russia is somehow defending Ukraine, and that the West's support of President Zelensky is the reason that this conflict continues. It's our fault. So when it comes to depleted uranium, it is a byproduct of uranium enrichment. It's therefore in principle a byproduct of the development of nuclear weapons, as also the development of nuclear power and reactor operations. According to the International Atomic Energy Agency, depleted uranium is 60% less radioactive than uranium that is found in nature. So although it's got some extraordinarily positive uses in aircraft, in ships, in tanks, in missiles, it's really not otherwise that dangerous. There is some talk about its links with cancer, particularly in the places where it's been used in battle. That may well be true, but the jury's out on that at the moment. So the joint press conference with the Chinese president and President Putin, when Putin announced that British military aid to Ukraine is forcing Moscow to respond to the collective West's determination to continue its war with Russia to the last Ukrainian, this, of course, is rhetoric. It comes at the end of that joint meeting, so it's the thing that everybody remembers. It's very well planned, and Annabel Goldie fell right into the clutches of Mr. Putin's scheme. But you know, it is foolish, utter foolishness. The fact that depleted uranium ammunitions have nothing to do with nuclear weapons, since uranium in this form could not possibly be part of a chain reaction, has got nothing to do with the rhetoric that enables Mr. Putin. We shouldn't have given him that opportunity. And the escalation ladder, which is part of Russia's military concept, and the defense minister has repeated the idea that these missiles with depleted uranium tips are another step up the ladder that has been taken with fewer and fewer steps remaining. We better think carefully before taking each subsequent step. And Sergei Lavrov has also said that Western countries are prepared to take risks, but they violated international humanitarian norms, as happened in 1999 in Yugoslavia. So nothing can surprise him. Yugoslavia, of course, we were engaged in a humanitarian effort to support, and it was promoted by the UN, unlike Iraq, and absolutely unlike the invasion of Ukraine. Putin and his cadre have threatened the West on a number of occasions with the unleashing of the Russian nuclear arsenal on February the 21st, if you remember. Putin withdrew from the New START treaty, and he's made ominous comments, and Mr. Medvedev has made more specific comments. The threats about nuclear war are being made by Russia, not by the West, and it's important to get that point across very clearly. And I'm sure there'll be plenty of trolls who will be up here all the way, pointing out that parallels between the Ukrainian invasion by Russia and the invasion of Iraq, or the invasion of Kosovo. The point is that we learn from the past. And for Putin to go back to the past and repeat the mistakes of the past is abhorrent on an international basis and on a personal basis. We learn from the past. We will not make those mistakes again, number one. Number two, the Yugoslav campaign is not something that we should be ashamed of. It's something we should be proud of doing to help others. The Iraq campaign is something that I think we should never have got involved in. But we learn. The Ukrainian invasion is something that is utterly, utterly abhorrent, and it is much worse than either of those, and is an attack designed to destroy another nation completely. And yes, of course, it's got the idea of regime change fixed into it as well. These things are wrong. These things are wrong, and I don't think somebody is not going to get the better of this YouTube thing by making a comparison between Ukraine and Iraq, because I disapprove of both. So there you are.